Good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers, and remember, folks, we're shooting straight through, so let's get to it, shall we? In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It's written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much, they've threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. Well, folks, NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill. Please read that article and share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, folks, in case the JRC actually sees through with their threat. Also included in there, the Ozarks' first article in regards to the Agape boarding school situation, now known as Stone for Help boarding school, a so-called Christian boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has him pending over 21 civil lawsuits, claims, and allegations leveled against it, all which have been substantiated by the Missouri Department of Social Services, and it includes the following: sodomy, rape, sexual assault, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, child trafficking, and that's just for starters. You have one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor who still lives on the premises with full access to the boys, upon multiple counts of sodomy, rape, and sexual assault of the boys there. You have an attorney general too busy chasing after drag queens and trying and failing to defund public libraries to actually do his job. You got a governor off his nut. So please read that article and share it on all your social media. Also included the link to this particular assessment done by Dr. Fredda back in 1999, Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masaba's behavioral sheet of shockable offenses, a clip out of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollins back in 2002, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, folks, please use your headphones, all right? Trigger warning, this channel is marked not for children for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, folks, parental supervision is advised, all right? So where we left off last bit, development of a positive behavior support plan, also known as what this shit should look like. Focusing solely on the reduction of problem behaviors, such as through the use of contingent electric shock, water spray, or withholding reinforcement or food, I'm going to add that in there, depriving of sleep, and or simply reinforcing appropriate behaviors is not considered a comprehensive behavior support plan. Thank you! Interventions must involve teaching new skills that replace problem behavior over time and must be based on the conduct of a complete and comprehensive FBA. So what does that mean, folks? It means a few things. First, we got to address those triggers. Whether it's just from my diagnosis over which there is no control, where we may need to introduce meds, what have you, or whether it's coming for a particular triggering event, environmental factors, sensory, what have you. You don't deal with the triggers, you're not getting anywhere. Everybody with a brain knows that. All right, moving on, shall we? Addressing the communicative intent of problem behavior. How many times have I said that behavior is communication? Now, I will admit, behavior is not always communication. Sometimes my brains just wire the wrong way, and the next thing you know, I am a leg-shaking mess. It's just part of it. There's no reason behind it. That's where reasonable accommodations and stress balls come very, very useful. Fidget spinners kind of defeat the purpose for me because then I get annoying with the, you see my point. At the basis of a behavior support plan is the concept that problem behaviors serve some type of communicative function for the individual. Not always, but a lot of them do. In other words, the behavior serves a purpose for the person. Ding, 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 ding. Person with behavior functions as a communication for those individuals who do not yet possess or use sophisticated forms of communication that would enable to influence others to obtain a variety of desirable outcomes. This can be used in a very ableistic manner. What I consider communication may not be so clear to Karen. Karen might also get offended by my very blunt, matter-of-fact demeanor. I don't care. I'm pushing 40, folks. I have long ago stopped caring about what makes other people comfortable. You can love me or hate me, but truth, nothing but the truth. Not this my truth crap, but the actual truth. Sorry to bust a few bubbles, but let's move on, shall we? Or gain access to preferred or desirable tangible items. This is the crap I hate. And I'll go against Fredda on this one. Stick and carrot, whether it involves aversives or simply removing away of things that an individual enjoys, basically reduces me down to one of Pavlov's dogs, and I don't like when that crap is used on dogs. Okay? It's dehumanizing as hell. You start out good, and then you go and twist the Pavlov. Y'all got some work to do. Further, it is likely that many individuals use a single behavior to achieve many different goals, e.g. Carr and Carlson, 1993, Iwata, Dorsey, Slither, Bauman, Richmond, 1982. I'll give you an example. When the leg shaking starts, this is kind of what it looks like. You gotta start doing this crap, but I'm sitting down. Please enjoy my Friday the 13th pajama pants. It's my weekend. I don't care. When we're doing something like that, in particular, it's usually when I'm being introduced to a brand new situation over which I have no information. And it is kind of a way of my anxiety to let its way out without me, resorting to more drastic functions. Okay? When I am happy, it's not just the one leg going. It's both the legs going. Used to drive my mom insane. Kind of like a person tapping a pencil might make me tweak. It's communicating an excess of energy. Later in life, exercise has helped bring that down to a minimal level. Now, I'm not saying this is something everything needs to do, nor am I saying that we need to focus on me stopping my legs shaking because somehow that is hampering the normies from living their lives. I'm just kind of showing you a little bit of what they're talking about here. That leg shake works as a function. Most stims act as a function, as a way to get off excess energy while communicating an emotion. Let's move on. JRC acknowledges the importance of such communicative functions of behavior and suggests, although apparently without a documented functional behavioral assessment, okay, I love the shade. Bring the shade. All the shade. That excess behaviors severe several functions, escape, access tangible sensory, and attention. This is the thing that continues to make me insane, folks. It's this idea that ABA has that we're engaging in these behaviors because we want attention. Karen, the last thing on this planet I want is attention. Ask my mother. Ask her how many times in my life, particularly when I was little, when all I would yell through the door is, I just want to be left alone to read. Because it's like been emblazoned in the back of her head. That's how much it happened. I don't want attention. I don't want celebrity. I do not want any eyes on me if I can help it, unless there is a particular function for it. Full stop. I don't want your attention. Negative or positive, unless there is an actual use for that kind of exposure, I don't want it. Okay? It's just how it is. Most autistics do not want your eyes on us. Mainly because we feel like every time they are, you are silently judging us, because a good majority of you are. Okay? We're not doing this out of attention. Okay? I am so tired of that I can't see straight. You can't on one hand be on the side of a functional behavioral assessment, believing that every behavior there is a cause, neurons firing wrong or otherwise, and then on the other hand, go to the very lazy. They just want attention. Because it doesn't work that way. Do I avoid social occasions unless absolutely forced, or there's something in it for me? That's the truth. That's a fact. But don't you want your mother's attention? You're getting something good out of it? No, Karen, I'm going to the amusement park because I like the amusement park and I like spending time with my mother. It has nothing to do with wanting any kind of attention whatsoever. I enjoy being in my mother's company. I enjoy getting real freaking apple butter. I enjoy riding roller coasters. It's got zero to do with attention. Okay? Sorry about that particular rant, folks, but God, that gets on my last nerve. Tell me you know nothing about autistic people and our motives without telling me. We're going to close on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.